also enjoying your recent performance. What did you see from him? What did you see differently from him compared to your last season?
This is the Julian I see every game. I mean, every day in practice, this is the Julian we see. He's been like this for the last month. What I saw in the first game was a guy that didn't play a whole lot last year and had a little nerves in his first game. What I saw today was a kid that accepted my challenge and wanted to be dominant. And this is, again, I think you're just seeing a small sliver of how good Julian can be.
Hey, Coach. You held them to a very low shooting percentage, but outside the shooting percentage, what did you see specifically with the defense that was so effective tonight and things that have reflected what you've been preaching in practice?
Yeah, I mean, this is a fun group to coach because we went back and watched the film on Tuesday. We watched the whole game of Niagara. I loved their intensity in the Niagara game. We were getting overexposed, and we talked about it. We worked on it on Tuesday. We worked on it again Wednesday. We worked on it again today in walkthrough. And this is a team that understands that every game we played so far, from Virginia to now, we've gotten better and better defensively. They understand what we need to do and what we're trying to do. And these kids are playing so hard. I'm having fun just watching them. I'm not even calling plays because they're playing so hard. They're playing together. They're talking. They're communicating. To be this connected defensively, to have this early is really, really good.
Gotcha.
Kevin, the offense probably hit another one of those mid-first half lulls. I saw you took 4 guys out at one point. What were you kind of thinking at that point, and how much did the last minute or so of the half kind of jumpstart you guys for the rest of the
No, I think one of the biggest things that these guys have never practiced this hard. They've never practiced this long, and they've never played this hard before. So this is all a little new. I mean, we're getting missed shot after missed shot after missed shot. And if they're playing that hard, I'm gonna let them fire away, man. Like, I can't ask them to play that hard and do that, get stop after stop and then call a play. They gotta learn how to make buckets when they're tired. And we were in the double bonus, and we hadn't hit a 3, and we got a little 3 happy, but I'll take it. I mean, very rarely do you have a team, this is what I'm really proud of these guys. We missed our first 10 threes, I think it was, and our defensive intensity got better. That's rare. You miss 10 threes and it's 22-12, a lot of teams will wilt and all of a sudden let teams back in. We got better, our defense got better, and that's why we went on the run in the last 3 minutes of the half.
Coach, you're giving Patrick Emilian a lot of run tonight. And obviously you're thinking of the future because you're going to need a big guy. Are you happy with his progression with the team?
Yeah, I thought Pat was the difference, to be honest with you. And you're gonna think I'm crazy, which I am a little bit. He goes 0 for 1 and 1 for 2 from the free throw line, and doesn't have a rebound. And I thought he played great. The reason I thought he played great is if you go to the plus minus, he's plus 21. And if he does that every night, I'm gonna be really, really happy with Pat because he was physical. Offensively, he set some screens that got guys open. I thought he played with much more energy. I thought he looked more relaxed on the floor. I thought Patrick played phenomenal.
On the defensive side, you guys forced a lot of turnovers today. You guys were active as usual. What do you think contributed to the success there?
I just think these guys, they're following scout reports really well so far. I know we have a long way to go. But again, I just think their defensive intensity, I don't think Western Carolina's seen that yet. I got you, go ahead.
Hey Coach, you guys shot 15 of 19 from the free throw line tonight. Shot 12 of 14 last game. Have free throws been something that you've kind of hung your hat on with this team coming into the year?
No, I don't even shoot them. We don't even shoot them in practice. I mean, we're a great shooting team. I mean, Dante's a great shooting, Don is great, Jameer's Hawk's great, Ian's a good shooter. Pat can shoot. I know you guys don't think he can. Pat can shoot. Jahari can shoot. I can shoot. Noah can shoot. Like, I don't spend that much time on it. It's kind of when you got that good of shooters, you got that much confidence in guys, you're just kind of wasting time shooting free throws. I mean, we shoot them in practice during live competition, but the old days of bringing them back and shooting 1,000 1,000 free throws. Yeah, there's a couple guys on this roster that are doing that, but not the guys that are this short.
Coach, when you talk about the shooting, and when you're struggling from three today, is the message more to get downhill and attack the basket? Or
No,
to
man,
try
let it
to
fly.
stop the play?
Let it fly. It's who we are. We're gonna have to shoot the ball. Like I said, like, when your team plays as hard as those guys are playing, I'm not gonna tell them anything besides just go hoop. You know, we'll get it going. I mean, if we make 2 or 3 of those threes, I'll let Don Carey shoot the ball anytime, anywhere. How many times he wants to shoot. He has the ultimate green light, so does everybody. But again, if they're not playing hard and they're not getting after it defensively, then it's a different story. But as long as they're doing what they did tonight, they have the ultimate green light.
Coach, we talked about, where the offense struggled tonight. How big was it having the defense create turnovers, getting in transition, getting easy layups, getting to the foul line? How big was that?
Well, you guys really know how to harp on the negative here. Jesus. You weren't wrong, David. Again, I think that's a sign, you know, you got guys, again, that this team's hungry. You know, Don, unfortunately, this is his second one in 2022. You know, these guys last year it left a really bad taste for the guys that returned, and this is a team that's understands, and they understand what I want. Like, I'm a very simple guy to play for. Play hard, have a great attitude, and I'll let you play offense any way you want. That's why my offense sucks sometimes, but my teams play hard, and we defend. So if they're doing that, then I'm gonna give them the leeway of doing it. So, you know, I thought we played pretty well offensively. I mean, if I was a bad player, if I went 6 or 15, I'd be pretty ecstatic. So, again, my standards are not great. Even Nick's hat on his wife. You're my guy.
Talking about Jameer Young, he was another offensive focal point tonight. How's his leadership been through these first 2 games?
I think it's been great. I think he's starting to get it. I'd like to see him. I think he should be a 16 or 5 assist guy. I think he's still trying to figure out a little bit of when to pass, when not to pass. That again, and that's I think he's played for me for 2 games. So trying to figure that out a little bit, I think is something. I think all these guys are still trying to figure out. I think that's why we didn't shoot. That's one reason we didn't shoot great. They're all still trying to figure out when's my timer, who do we have, and we have a lot of good shooters. So I think that's a little bit indecision on them, just trying to get used to playing with each other.
Coach, I know you just mentioned Jameer being a 16 points and 5 assists guy, but he's been really aggressive as a rebounder, 5 rebounds today, 7 rebounds this season. What are your thoughts about that aspect of his game?
Yeah, he likes to go in there and get it. I mean, I think that's just him naturally. I think that's him as a player. I'm not telling him to do it, but he's got that mindset. Like I said, he's got an aggressive mindset now, which I love. When he first started with me, he was a little passive. He's starting to become more and more aggressive, and the more aggressive he becomes, the better he is, and the better we are.
Coach, you talked about shooting. Hakeem Hart has shot over 50% both games. Do you want to see him maybe shoot more or have more volume, or is his shot selection kind of an asset?
I don't know. Hawk's one of those guys that kind of, if Hawk is plus 32 every game, I don't know. Hawk can just keep doing what he's doing. I think I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive early in the game, but I'm also starting to learn Hawk needs a little time to kind of find the flow of the game. And certain players are like that. Certain players need a few minutes to kind of figure it out a little bit. And Hawk's that way. He started both games a little slow, I thought, and then all of a sudden he had big spurts that really helped us get going.
Coach, personally, you mentioned how nervous you were for the first game and how you're still trying to find a routine here. Some of those emotions go away a little bit before the game today.
Yeah, I mean,
have you?
yeah, I'm an old guy. I kind of figured it out quick. I figured out what time will go out. You know, I worked out. It was nice. I didn't have to travel again, so now I'm working out, trying to lose a few pounds in between walkthrough and the game. So it's nice having a weight room right here. So I figured it out. I know I don't look that smart, but I'm not that stupid either.
Hey, Coach, you just used the word, learn.
Not that pretty.
No. You used the word learn. And after the first 2 games, players need to learn you, but you also need to learn them What have you learned about them in the first couple of games?
I got a group of guys that are doing exactly what I'm asking them to do. They're playing hard, they're playing together. They have a great attitude. You know, they're doing exactly what I'm asking them to do.
Coach, coming into the season, you talked about Dante being a vocal leader in the locker room. When he's not having a great night, only scored 7 points, do you see him still exhibiting those traits of a leader?
Yeah, absolutely. Dante was awesome in the huddles. He was the guy, you know, it was 22-12. And he was the guy saying, you know, let's just keep doing what we're doing on the defensive end. If we keep doing what we're doing on the defensive end, we're gonna have our runs. He's been phenomenal. And again, I'm asking him to do a lot. This is a whole different, you know, whole different offense, a whole different defense. He's worked hard on his body, and it's gonna take him a little time to get used to all the stuff that my power forwards do.
Anything else for Coach?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Judith, I didn't see you.
I guess, cause my initial question was maybe to be more harping on the negatives, but what other positive
It's okay, you'll
takeaways-
fit right in with this group.
But what other, so do you want me to ask it?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
What was
I'm getting used to it.
Okay, what was going wrong, not just wrong, but why do you think the 3-point shot, you guys weren't having as much success tonight, from beyond the arc?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest, and I made this point to the team, is they're not used to playing as hard as they've been playing. And so, even though we practice really hard, there's different emotions when you're in the game. And they came out and we really played hard and executed well on the defensive end. I just don't think they're quite where they wanna be. They gotta play that hard on the defensive end, and then when we transition to the offense, to have our game wins on theirs.
Anything else?
Thank you, everybody.
No more negative